Sweet.
Okay.
But I mean,
So
we didn't cover a lot. JD was, I mean, not JD. JK was talking about
I said,
what
how
he's been
dare you
watching.
stick for JD? No, I'm joking.
It's
Um, uh, so I've been watching the same anime, God of High School, which is getting good, um, getting real good, and I think I know who his internal his godlike,
Deity,
yeah.
Spill it.
Who's deity?
like the thunder god of.
Mori
I was thinking,
Jins?
yeah.
No, I thought it was Monkey King, the way he was holding that staff.
Oh, you guys are adorable.
Oh.
Oh, well, fuck you
Did
then.
you
He
read
doesn't
the?
like you're
rely
so
on
Mind
wrong.
God.
reader.
He doesn't rely on powers from the gods. He refuses
Oh,
to
so
use them. So I'll use that
Well,
as a
from
hint.
that drawing, it was showing that he was either Monkey King or
He
a
is the
deity of
Monkey King.
himself. Huh?
He is the Monkey King.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is he?
saying. That's what it had to be. I was like,
No, he
this is,
doesn't use the power of the Monkey King. I
I
mean, he
know.
literally is the god, the
Okay.
Monkey King. He is Wukong.
Because the way he was holding that staff, I was like, and how he was, it showed in that picture. I was like, this is from
Spoiler
Journey
alerts.
to the West. So,
Yeah. It's not a spoiler. It's the comic is.
Yeah.
out and
Yeah,
finished.
true. Comics out. But no, Mori-Jin doesn't use the power of the gods. He thinks it's cheap to use it.
okay.
I mean,
Well,
I'm sure he does think it's cheap. Like, I mean, that's easy to say as a god, I imagine.
right.
Y'all cheating. Y'all borrowing y'all power.
Yeah.
But I think doesn't that make him more of the cheater because he's beating humans?
Not really.
If
Because he
LeBron
doesn't have
James went to a
access-
high school,
He doesn't have
LeBron
access.
James
He
went
doesn't
to a
have
high school
access to his full
basketball game.
power.
But even so, like if LeBron James goes to a high school basketball game and he's like telling the high school basketball players that they're cheating by shooting at their 3-point line instead of his
Right.
3-point line, isn't that?
But no, what if LeBron was basically dropped back down to the age of a teenager and then forgot half of his abilities? That's the
First of
situation.
all,
Mori-Jin.
he was better than most adults when he was a teenager. That's the whole point of LeBron
These are
James.
facts. Okay, that's true. That's true.
Which is why it was unfair to those teenagers that played with him.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, JK.
But
I
yeah,
think
I've been watching
extra
that.
juicy.
I've been watching ReZero, and that shit is getting ridiculous. What's I've been watching? Oh, I said Raised by Wolves, Lovecraft Country. There was another show I watched. I told one of y'all I watched this other show. I can't remember what it was,
You talking about the boys, or what else did you watch?
Didn't even start that. Yes.
The Boys. That shit. it's so fucked up. Oh, but I love it. And I've been playing Avengers. I'm about to beat the campaign. I'm just gonna say this. I think Avengers is like not made for the current gen consoles.
Why you say that? Because it's buggy?
Buggy ain't the word. I was on the final mission. It could not keep up.
Well, you're playing on original Xbox. You're not even playing on X. So you're playing on probably like the worst version.
I'm playing on the S.
Yeah, I know. You're playing that's the worst version.
That's the second worst.
He's like, I stand by. I said what I said.
VCR.
You said what?
That's the second worst version, isn't it? The
Nah,
worst
the
version was
S.
what I had before you guys shamed me.
Oh, the VCR.
Yeah.
Over.
That was the worst version.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But still, though, it was even for PlayStation. I know people were having trouble, but it was like at parts it wouldn't even render the whole entire scene. I was like, "Oh God, this is terrible." So and then,
That's crazy.
and then like on the final mission, I'm beating the hell out of robots and shit. All of a sudden, I hear, God, my Xbox is about to explode. Lord and behold, it's just the game.
What?
I thought my Xbox was about to explode, and I was like, "Oh, my Xbox is done." Like, you hear like that, like it's like
Do you have it on disc?
no. That's the thing. What did I
I was about to say nothing
What?
should be making that noise, and
Bro, for real.
there's like no moving parts except for your fan, maybe.
So what I found out was it was the sound of the game was
Oh,
messed up, and so
I was about to say you don't.
I could cut out of the game and go back to the home menu. So that was working fine. It was just the game.
I thought you had like a steampunk Xbox or something like that with all those music.
Bro, I thought so too. I was like, good God, this is not good.
All these pieces and gears winded on your Xbox.
But I've been playing that Samurai Jack.
That game was fun.
I'm starting playing Doom again.
Oh my gosh!
Shut up.
No, I'm sorry. You remember last night? I almost I was this close to raging last night. I'll get to it when we get to it.
Oh yes, I will leave that to you. I'm gonna leave to that. And then I had some other stuff that happened as far as PlayStation, but I'll say that for our news. And yeah, and I've been playing Awesome Knots, which is actually pretty fun. It's on PC, and I played Spellbreaker.
I don't know.
It's different. It's a different type of game, but. And then this weekend I'm gonna try the alpha for COD Black Ops Cold War. So.
Oh yeah, it's open.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Just a little small comment about Cold War. That
Here we go.
trailer that we saw had more action in it than the actual Cold War. So if you wanted to know your history,
Proxy
so much
wars.
gunfire. There was so much gunfire in that trailer. I was like, they did not fire that many bullets in the actual Cold War. Like these guys are. He was sniping people off roofs, and I was like, nah, that didn't happen in the Cold War. We would have heard about that much action in the Cold War. We'd have been like, no, there's skirmishes happening all over the place. No, they just got it. They're just running out of wars. They're gonna start making them up now. Like this war happened in between that war, but you ain't hear about it.
Oh, they tried making it up with Infinite Warfare, but that shit, like people did not like that shit.
No, people hated that. As far as I don't even play COD like that, and I was like, yeah, people. I realized people did not like that game.
It was them trying to answer to Titanfall, which did not go well.
Where
Titanfall didn't go well, even though it should have.
I know that's why I get so mad. People don't have no taste. Like how does fucking Fortnite take off and not Titanfall? Like if you were to go like, all right, if you were to go like 10 years before, right? Like 10 years, let's go 10 years back and take, like a 2-minute clip of Titanfall and a 2-minute clip of Fortnite, and you put them by your 10-year-old or 10, your past self, right? And you'd be like, all right, one of these games is going to be the biggest game like ever. And you'd be like, oh shit, like Titanfall, what the fuck is this Fortnite shit? What is that? Dog, like, could you imagine like Titan, like,
and just seeing both those and thinking, I wanna build forts. I don't know, giant robots. Forts.
Not interested.
Different generation, bro.
Duh, it is the most perplexing thing ever. I don't understand.
It makes sense to me because it's super accessible. So the games that succeed aren't the best games. It's the most accessible game. Those are the ones that really succeed. So like,
Fall is super accessible.
No,
not
it's
like Fortnite.
It's a shooter. Like
Fortnite is complicated as shit. I don't know how to build and shit in Fortnite. Like,
but it's like
that game is
not even the gameplay. It's the look of it. Like most people are gonna avoid Titanfall because it looks like a first-person shooter. And you look at Fortnite, it looks fun, it looks goofy, it looks good. They're playing it, adults are playing it. Like you see that, like there's a larger air range of people that you can get in, but Titanfall looks like a shooter. So if you're not a first-person shooter kind of person, you don't even give it a chance, even though it's a little bit different from regular first-person shooters.
But that doesn't make sense though, because even like why is Call of Duty so popular? Because if you look at Call of Duty, that is the same thing. It's like this sweaty, like military first-person shooter game.
And you can have one or two, because Halo's big on Xbox. But I mean, you can have one shooter that does well because everybody goes to it.
Mm-hmm.
But to like get people to leave Call of Duty or to split time with Titanfall and Call of Duty is weird. Like most people they have room for one shooter in their life.
Yeah,
Like
and
they had
that's
that
why
one
Titanfall 2 died. Like, because they
Mhm.
released it literally in between Call of Duty and Battlefield, and it was like, it's like, dog, these are all the
Yeah.
same people. Like, what were y'all thinking? They should have released it in like
Right.
March but yeah. Side note, anyway, that's my rant for this week. Well, one of them at least. I got a couple more in me.
Oh man. You want to go next, AJ? All
Yeah,
right, cool.
sure, because it's gonna be short. I didn't
Oh, cool.
really watch anything or do anything this week. This week was
Hey.
I was focused other places. Really get to really consume content
Yeah.
like I wanted to. Started God of High, so I haven't finished it, but I finished the fight. I didn't finish the episode, so I saw the fight between Jin and I can't pronounce the other guy's name, but his last name's Park. Those two, and that was awesome. I always liked the myth of the Nine Tails, and so now that I've been spoiled by Create, I don't care, but I want to act like a enraged person who's been spoiled. After I found out he's a Monkey King, I always felt like the Nine Tails and the Monkey King were on the same level myth wise. Like they're both like not gods exactly, but
I
kind of
agree
like
with that.
in that realm. So I kind of didn't like it.
Demigods.
They're both demigods, but like kind of like are like outside of the like hierarchy of gods. They're kind of like outside of like the Nine Tails is a trickster, kind of like whatever, and they kind of definitely made him a lot more like vicious storytelling anyway than what I'm used to hearing about him. But those are my two favorite myths from respectively from Japan and China, is the Nine Tails and the Monkey King. So I thought both of those were I thought that was cool. And obviously it's God High School just has probably some of the best animation out right now. So I enjoyed the fight, but other than that, I really haven't been watching much. I think I watched a lot of sports, so this is Blerdimension, so that's
It's
another
another
conversation for another
podcast.
channel. Yeah, another podcast. So yeah,
I'm just
just
glad the
that. Oh, I
Rockets
looked at a
fucking
lot of
lost.
tech though.
Yeah.
Can't stand James
I
Harden.
did look at a lot of tech.
Trash.
Carl and I just got finished looking at silent yachts, which are basically like um electric boats. Like they're electric yachts, pretty much pure solar. And it
It's
spawned
the
off an idea
hybrid.
where I was like, yeah, it's
So
like,
it
well,
has
yeah,
solar batteries, but it also has a generator.
it's
Yeah.
pretty much almost impossible to be stranded in the water with that yacht. Uh,
So sex.
and
So much
so
sex.
it spawned off this idea for me of like us uh black people just becoming a water nation, like just getting a bunch of like like electric yachts and just living on the water the whole time, like just disappearing from like the planet, or at least from their from
From
everybody else's
land.
like radar. Yeah, from land. Then we just build like electric like a huge electric aircraft carrier, and we transport soil to it and create like a little ecosphere in there and like grow our food and whatever. There's some weird ideas, but like, and that also got us thinking about like having like a perpetual plane, like a plane that can fly basically by using solar power. Like it's pretty much a solar panel that just continues to whatever. So I was looking at tech a lot this week, but no not really much content. But that's it for me.
Cool. Cool. What about you, JD?
For me, it's been a lot of tech. The iPad event. Basically iPad event. It impressed me for the most part.
You mean the watch event?
Right.
The Apple
Yeah,
event.
that's true.
So that's what you
Impressed
care
me.
about.
I care about the iPad. I'm actually decided to get the iPad Air for my wife for Christmas because that's her use case, honestly.
Did she watch the stream? Did you just spoil that too?
No, she's asleep already. She's knocked out.
Yeah, she doesn't pick up the YouTube
Surprises
channel.
are
So
overrated.
we could use the viewer.
She might actually. But no, honestly, surprises are overrated. My wife and I often don't do surprises. Like for our anniversary, for instance, is next Wednesday, and we've already given each other the gifts. Thank you, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
But But yeah, I mean, the Apple event was good. I think the blood to oxygen levels for the watch are absolutely fascinating. I love to see that, especially for the Black community. I think being able to have as much data as possible about our bodies constantly helps us prevent a lot of the health issues that are known to riddle our people. So I pray for the day where the Apple Watch can do almost a full damn body scan and give me like, hey, your heart pattern seems different today. You know, we've noticed that your intake of this type of food, we suggest that you decrease it. You know, I want those types of suggestions for my watch. But yeah, I
Like,
thought
hey,
the Apple
buddy,
event.
lay off the goddamn
Yep,
cupcakes this week.
exactly. I want my watch before I even put food in my mouth and be like, hey, listen, this is this is how it's gonna affect your body. Use this.
If it doesn't
Um,
slap it out of my hands, nothing.
Useless.
It just slaps.
It has to slap. It has to be like an arm that comes out, like
it'll
a
zap
cartoon
you.
Mechanical
arm
arm
that
just comes out
slaps.
and
Yeah,
just-
yeah, no
Yep.
bullshit.
I'm
Give you a
like,
little zap.
Yep. Neat. We'd all become super fit if our watch gave us an electrical shock the moment we started eating bad food.
Hell yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah. You haven't got your steps for the day, you know you're gonna get electrocuted.
Yep.
You like at the end of the day.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine? Like, you know, you're about to get tased because you haven't worked out for the day. You're just like, well, it's time.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh, I need 500 more steps. And you just take
Yep.
off.
You start to take off running. Actually, that reminds me. Like in the comic that I always talk about, Solo Leveling, there's the guy has to meet these daily challenges. So basically, it's like 100 push-ups. He has to run like 25 miles. He has to do like a bunch of sit-ups and stuff like this daily. Those are his daily like missions. And if he doesn't do them, he's transported to this desert world where he gets basically eaten by, like, think of like the monsters from what is it
Like
called?
this.
Doom?
Sarlacc or like
Basically giant earthworms for the most part.
yeah, like the Sarlacc.
Yeah. So if he doesn't do the daily challenges, like that's what I want my Apple Watch to do. Transport me to a different reality where if I don't like do my challenges, I get eaten by an earthworm. Like, you
Absolutely. That's the
That's
only
Just
way
right.
it's
gonna take the short route to
convince
the
me to work.
afterlife. I can't live like that.
Like that. What about your kids, bro?
Check out. I mean, there's a will.
There's a will. This is true. It's been set up. We're good to go.
That's what life insurance
Hey.
is for, Kev.
But yeah, besides
I don't think
that,
they cover-
tech event was good.
Being teleported to a desert.
Yeah, no, I don't think they cover dystopian watches. Like,
You gotta update your policy.
Listen,
I'm sure
you
you
right.
gotta update your policy.
yeah,
You
no,
gotta-
that was
you gotta-
extra.
you gotta
He
include.
didn't buy that, man. We're gonna have to
We're gonna have to deny that.
we're gonna have to deny your claim here.
Exactly. Well, no, he obviously could have avoided it if he did his challenges. Everyone knows you do your challenges.
No, so I mean, we can't help you. You know.
It's more like
can't help
he
you.
avoided this if he'd have read the fine print.
Exactly. But besides that, I wanted to start the wolves eaten by wolves thing on HBO, but I haven't had a chance to this week. But that is on my watch list for this weekend. God of High School, I'm waiting for it to finish so I can binge it all the way through. Fire Force I'm behind too, so that I need to be catching up on. But yeah, that's been the week. It's been what I've been consuming. I also want to watch that new Dragon anime that just hit Netflix. What is it, Dragon Dogma or something?
Oh, Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, I want to check that
Check
out.
that out.
From the trailers, I'm not a big fan of that style of animation. I think it's like 2D animation or maybe like 3D animation, something like that. I forget what type of animation style it is, but I'm not a big fan of that. So that might make it a hard watch, but the trailer was interesting and the combat seems interesting, so I definitely want to give it a check out. But outside of that, that's what my week, guys. It's been happened much. Didn't feel the tech. I was a big fan of the, as we'll talk about later, the PlayStation event. Miles Morales game looks fucking amazing. So, I mean, I don't care what you guys say. The Miles Morales game was awesome. The pricing was what I was expecting it to be. And say again.
I said it was their only option.
Agreed. Yeah, it was definitely their only option. But honestly, I didn't expect the digital to be $100 less, to be honest. So
Only reason why is because of the Series S, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that, and that's completely possible. But But yeah, I mean, the Harry Potter game looked pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Well, not Harry Potter, but the Hogwarts game seemed pretty interesting. Final Fantasy 16 looks fantastic. The combat looks pretty smooth, interactive. So we'll get to that. Other than that, man, that's been my week, y'all.
So I completely forgot about one show. It's called Woke on Hulu.
Oh yeah, Lamar Morris.
You were talking about that, and on the Discord.
It's actually really good. It has some cringy moments, but it's actually hit a lot of interesting tropes, like how people care more about animals than they do humans.
Yeah.
And like even somebody's like dying on the street, needs help, somebody will walk.
Is that just the Caucasian thing though?
They go,
I mean, I didn't want to say the quiet part out loud, but
I know that care about animals as well, more than other people. I think it's easier to attribute good morals to animals because they can't tell you what's on their mind.
Yeah.
So it's easy to just be like, oh, they're good. No.
Yeah, my cat could be a Hitler for all I know. I wouldn't even know.
They say
is.
all house cats have the most violent tendencies out of all the cats. They said if they were like the size of a big cat, then you would be dead. Yeah, they switch from calm to violent faster and more like erratically than the big cats do. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
That stands about right with this cat.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't even know where she is, but she probably plotting anyway, so we'll find out later tonight.
Maury said cats are the worst.
You need to put them down.
What you been on, Carl? Or Creston, whoever want to go next.
Go ahead, Chris.
I can go.
No Terrifier bullshit either.
Oh, I have a new movie.
Oh my lord!
I have a new one.
Don't get this man started.
Before you start, what are you doing? Because you know nobody wants to hear about this or see this. Like,
one of y'all are gonna bite. I'm just waiting. One of y'all are gonna bite. Y'all gonna take the bait, and I'm gonna change your life. Dog. It's gonna change your life.
You're gonna have for the worst. Yes, it's gonna change my life
for
me to watch it.
I'm telling you, it's pure entertainment.
Damn all that. This man tried to get me to watch that shit. 4th of July. I'm half passed out. All
what?
Food. You know what? Terrifier. You're like, oh yeah, let's watch that. All right, hell
no. So I'll get to that in a bit, but I've been mainly watching Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's good.
I definitely slept on that shit when it was on YouTube. I don't know. It's just like I can't. When it comes to YouTube, it's like a certain type of content I like on YouTube. I don't necessarily like actual produced stuff. Weird. Like that's the only reason why I didn't watch it on there. But like I've had premium since that shit came out, so it's like I just loafed on it. But when I saw it on Netflix, I was like, oh, like it's like just the type of content that's on YouTube.
Yeah, you're not trying to watch a 30-minute or a 24-minute show. You want to be able to like click between stuff too. You don't want to have to like sit still on YouTube.
Yeah, like I don't want to actually watch a scripted show. Like I want something that's more of like a podcast, documentary, 10 to 20 minute, video, But so that's the only reason why I haven't gotten to it. But like I'm glad I think I'm on the 2nd season, so I'm just kind of savoring. I'm not trying to blast through it, but it's been really fun. Like I really want to go back and watch
It's way better than the Karate Kids.
You said what?
It's way better than the Karate Kids, and I'm a Karate Kid fan, but it's way better.
Oh yeah. Oh, no, I know they're just super cheesy, but like I like that type of stuff. I like those 80s movies. Like they just
I just think Karate Kid's good.
Yeah.
It's way better. Like what they're doing now, I'm like, man, if they had been doing this, then Karate Kid might be like the Avengers. Like, it might be like the Karate Kid open universe.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, watch that. Gaming wise, I've been playing a bunch of different stuff. I've gone back and I'm trying to beat. I think I have like 2 missions left on Ace Combat 7. That game is so much fun. It's like some of the dog fights in there, just like you literally fight in a thunderstorm. Like the shit is fucking tight, and you have to like fly through the clouds to evade like missiles and stuff. And shit is tight. The shit is fucking tight. So I've been playing that. I also picked up this really different game. Only reason I picked it up was because I like the soundtrack. It's called Killer Paradise or some shit like that. It's like a murder mystery game. But the soundtrack on that shit is like it has like this vaporwave, like synthwave soundtrack to it. And so like once I saw the trailer, I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in the game, but like I just want to hear that soundtrack. So I'm about a couple hours into that joint. So that's pretty cool. And what else? That's pretty much it. Oh yeah. Oh, Doom. So I did the Doom Eternal stream yesterday for DC Gaming Group, and I'm trying to go back and I'm basically trying to 100% the game. And one of my first tasks is to go back and do these what they call Slayer gates, which are basically just like these small like little arenas where they just throw literally like the most random like demons at you and shit like that. So that shit is super stressful. Especially last night. I was on one of these Slayer gates for like an hour and some change. Like this shit was just fucking. If anybody's playing Doom Eternal, all I'm gonna say is the Marauder. That's all you have to know. Like that like actually fighting him and actually having to fight regenerating enemies at the same time. Like this shit was like unfair. So so yeah, so I've been enjoying that, even though it's been driving me crazy, but it's still fun as shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nope.
That's why I said fuck those Slayer gates when I was playing.
And I'm fully kitted too. I got the BFG. I got my fucking sword. I'm still getting fucked up.
Damn.
So yeah.
And what's up with you, Carl?
Yep. So, continue to watch Lovecraft. That was interesting. Yes. So, exploring what life would be like if you wore different skin, literally, and definitely the most disgusting episode yet.
It was
From just like gore and dare I say violence. Like that manager, he wasn't a good guy. All right, he wasn't a great guy.
He wasn't even an all
But
right guy, really.
no, he wasn't. But at the same time, right? I felt for him a little bit. He that was tough. That was tough. Like I don't wish that on anybody, right? That was tough. But yeah, so that's developing. That was more of an episode to sort of I think like flesh out characters, give them like a little bit more fullness. They targeted I'm realizing I don't know these people's names yet, but yeah, I just realized that. I know Ruby's name. Yeah, I definitely remember her name very well. Yeah. But the main character's father, they did some character development there.
Yeah.
Exploring, his sexuality, and I guess they're hinting at maybe where some of his anger comes from probably not being able to be himself in the society back then, being a black man and not being able to be yourself.
And not just that, but not to interrupt you, but the brother hinted at like, his dad like literally like trying to beat it out of him. Like that shit will leave you with some, what I'm saying, unresolved issues and hella pent up rage. Because like I mean, as a kid, you can't
I thought it
fight
was
him
his
back.
father that tried to beat him out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The brother
Oh, I
was
thought you.
like Montrose's brother, whose name I
Okay.
forgot, was saying that their dad tried to like
Oh yeah,
beat
yeah,
the
yeah,
gay out of
yeah,
Montrose.
yeah.
And on top of that, it was kind of hinted at in the first couple episodes
Right.
where he talked about how he didn't think that he was what's the name's dad. So I find that interesting.
Oh yeah, well,
So there's a good chance that he's not his dad. The uncle's probably actually his father, more than likely.
I feel like that's a very likely outcome.
Right. So, um, watch that. Uh, I did catch up on Fire Force, still slowly building, slowly building. Um, watch Black Clover. So it seems like they've gone into full on filler arc right now. This seems like a complete filler arc.
I thought that was
Um,
how Black Clover was. I thought that was the
okay,
whole
you know
show.
what? You know what? Watch your tongue.
Wow.
Watch your tongue.
Wow, the
I
shade
thought
and
Black
disrespect. Here
Clover. I
we go.
thought Black Clover is where anime fillers went to thrive and flourish.
Wow.
Wow.
People have
Yo.
died for far less. People have
Like
died for
like
far
when other
less.
anime like other animes get off fillers. Like where do the fillers go? Like they gotta go somewhere and they go to Black Clover. That's like vacation place.
How
Yo.
dare you? How dare you?
Whose man's is this?
Um,
Carl, get your
Disrespect.
man's.
look. That being said, by a very rude individual, I'm looking for more, like a few episodes back, thought I was gonna get some juicy, didn't get juicy, got some, but I need more, I need more wind spirit in my life, so I'm looking for that. Um, all right, so uh, got a high school, that's the juiciest thing I saw all week. That
Mm.
just you're gonna come with me with those types of fights. You're gonna do that to my eyeballs. I mean, and then no ability to binge, and then they don't even tease the next week. They kill me with that. They
Ah.
can't.
Yeah.
They don't. There's no tease. I'm like,
Like
God,
not
that's
even a
not
little,
enough,
not a
man.
taste.
Yeah. So they keep coming with the hits every single week. So I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with that. Um, Over the weekend, I kind of binged The Order, like the new season of The Order. So this is like Magicians, but next Netflix's version. Um, in case people don't know, it's like a secret society that's one of the main um, temples are actually in a university. So like I don't know if people know about secret societies like Skull and Bones or Masons or something like that. It's kind of like that, but these people know magic, right? And there's werewolves and such things. But uh, the second season has actually been out for a while, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. And I just binged the entire season this weekend, and it's over with. And I enjoyed it, but now I have to wait another year because it was over too quick. And then I felt like there wasn't that much content for me. I forgot about The Boys. I didn't watch that, and I didn't really start Woke yet. I do plan on looking at both of those, but I started watching Castlevania. So
Fan fucking tastic.
yes, yes. So
I remember my first time like it was yesterday. Fucking
I
blood and
I
gore everywhere.
I feel some type of way
Yeah.
because there's
Different.
demonic
Fucking what?
tropes
You
I
know
talk
what?
about.
Oh yeah,
Um,
speaking of which, that's a lot of demonic tropes. Season 2, they literally sacrifice a virgin. It's fantastic.
didn't get to that part. But um.
Yeah, black dude
For
has
whatever,
tropes.
maybe because it's anime, I can deal with it. If I was live action, there's no way in the world I'm watching that. Not even close. But
Mhm.
anime, I could deal with it. And yeah, it's looking crispy so far. So I'm pleased. I just started that. I might be like on the second. Yeah, I think like the second or third episode of the new season. So I'm watching that. So, but going forward, I need to start The Boys because I really enjoyed that first season. So I need to get in on that. I'm pleased I got a couple episodes so I could do a little mini binge. That'll feel good. Um, Games I played. Of course, I played Halo. What else is there? I mean,
Excuse me.
You play
Sorry.
that little bit of
I
COD.
I I
Functioning.
dabbled in that. You know, I I might have got to my wits end a little bit with it. People were being a little rude in that game. Let me get a couple shots off, and let me stay alive for 15 seconds before I get spawn killed. So anyway, it was trying my patience a little bit. Um, but whatever.
I'm
People
not
be
gonna
like
lie.
that.
When Carl
Like,
jumped in, I was surprised. I was like, "What's Carl doing out here?"
no, the spawns in COD
I
are
mean,
terrible. Like they'll put you in
I
front of
mean,
the
Honestly,
bullet and
not
be like,
very
"Up."
comfortable.
All right.
like the guy is pointing his gun in a direction. You're gonna spawn me right there,
Like why? Why would you do
like
that?
right there. Come on, man. It's very disrespectful what they do.
Extreme.
But yeah, that's it for me.
All right, cool. What have I watched this week? Not a whole lot. We have been continuing the before the 90 days with the dude that looks like a thumb that had the internet all upset.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Looks like a thumb. I've
hey,
heard that
listen,
before, but I've never seen anybody who actually looks like one.
I'm gonna find a picture of this man and I'm gonna show you. My
He
man just
looks.
looks like a thumb.
Oh, don't do it.
We watching that one. It's weird because it's like they didn't kind of branched off. It's one lady being straight up catfished, and it's like, lady, you're not old enough to not know, but she gotta be no more than like 50, like maybe early to mid 50s, and like was talking to this guy, and she was supposed to be flying to me. First of all, the niggas, I mean, well, we on the black channel, so it's okay. But the guy's supposed to be.
You good? Just think you have white coworkers. I do that all the time because I'm like nobody I work with is black really, so it's like I'm like, hey, I gotta check my niggas because if I start getting real, like, so many, I almost said nigga in front of one of my Mexican coworkers because he wasn't white. Like I felt so
Oh
comfortable,
my god.
and I was like, wait, I don't think you can hear this is work.
Right.
Yo, I'll be doing that at work too, dog. Like it's only like a couple of people who I actually one person I actually said to, and I like watch myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to, man.
Like you
You got
gotta
to
stay in context. I was like, wait, because I'm
monitor
talking
your
to y'all, but I'm
niggas.
like, wait,
Yes,
where are we?
absolutely.
Yeah.
He touched everything around him to make sure he it's like since he had to make sure he got a good sense of the room. This room
Yeah, no
feels
bullshit.
this is a nigga safe room right here.
This room feels black enough. We're good.
I gotta be careful DC Gaben because I feel like DC Gaben sometimes I forget, it's not
Dude,
as curated as an audience. So
that's
As
exactly.
curated as an
Yeah.
audience.
I
It's a
mean,
it's a it's a
Yeah.
wider, it's a more inclusive
It's a
uh
exactly.
space.
Nah, this is
yeah.
our corner
Oh,
right
okay,
here.
good,
Yeah.
because I'm glad y'all said that because I definitely would have dropped several in there if I just showed up. Because I'm
Nah, I
usually just
feel
playing
you.
with y'all, so that's my
Yep.
context is you guys,
Yep.
and so that's like my like exclamation after I get a good Spartan charge.
But nah, Creston invited me, and I immediately sent him a DM like, "Can I say nigga in here, or what do we?"
I was like, I don't
Not
wanna
not in here, maybe.
not this crowd, but this is why
Just text it to
Blerdimension
me.
exists.
Exactly.
Just text it to me. I just text the nigga to me. Really gotta get it out.
Facts. The guy. What was I saying?
Catfish.
Oh yeah, the guy's supposed to be British. She get this man on the phone like I have never heard a less British accent in my life. And I'm like, yo, is like, and so like you're there with the TV crew. I'm like, is no one gonna say anything about this accent? I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is. Her daughter is like, bruh, this is you're clearly being catfished. And she's just like, no, I love him. He wouldn't do that, whatever. And it's like, oh, girl. Okay. So I'm wondering about some of these couples that they've picked up for the show. Like I feel like a lot of it there's a lot of couples on there that are legit, and then it's like we come to shit like this and shit like a dude from last season who had been sending money to this Ukrainian girl for like 5 years or some shit and had never like seen her and tried to meet up like 3 times, bought plane tickets, all type of shit. And I'm
I
like,
think
how?
we've
Why are
said this
we?
before, but all of that just sounds so like just blatant exploitation.
I mean,
And
it
then they
really
just
is.
went into another level by exploiting the exploiters by making a show about it. Like you you're in America where it's not the smallest population in the world. It's not China or India, but there's 300 plus million mofos here. But you got
Bro,
to go to another country, potentially a language barrier, a culture barrier, all of this stuff. You never even seen them in real life. For what? What are you trying to do?
bro,
You're trying
I
to hold somebody hostage. That's what you're trying to do.
like basically that's I
Like,
can't.
get out of here. And then they make a show about it. So now they're exploiting these exploiters that are doing that.
I mean, I will say like it's this shit is confusing. Frankly, like this particular dude, like his apartment is busted, his refrigerator is empty. He talking about working 7 days a week, multiple shifts to send her all this money. It's like, dude, you like what the fuck? You in here eating one pack of ramen? Like it's just I don't know. And I mean, I get it. It's not their main offering, but it just kind of seems to have fallen off with some of these stories. But we staking it out. Is We'll see what happens. I guess we'll see who makes it to the actual like before the 90 days. I mean, not before the but actually to the like 90-day period. There's some. I mean, it's some interesting couples like the Nigerian dudes with the old white lady girlfriends. Like, dude, you're never gonna get a visa. I don't even know why you're doing this. Like, no fucking way.
Just was a visa.
Right. And then this one on this season saying the quiet part out loud, talking about, I got this opportunity to be the international musician I dream of, and it's like, you're never gonna get approved.
Then
Wow.
Never getting
just get
approved.
a TikTok account, man.
That's it.
For
So
real.
we've been watching 90 Day Fiance. I mean, not 90 Day Fiance. Married at First Sight. They just had a new episode last night. That's been interesting. It's things are progressing. For most couples. I can talk about it maybe more next week when we got some more time. I haven't been caught up on ReZero for this week, but it's that the last episode I saw was like hella freaky, like where he met some of the other witches and shit, and then one of them like broke him into pieces. It was stressful, is what it was. Frankly, caught up on Lovecraft Country. Can't wait for the next episode. This last one was intense. I had a lot of thoughts and feelings and shit. Um, but what I will say is I listened to their podcast, Lovecraft Country Radio. It's really really good. One of the show's writers is on it, and then there's another. It's hosted by two black women. One of them is from one of the writers on the show, and then the other one is like a podcast host and a blogger and stuff like that, and a horror enthusiast and shit. And they do a lot of like kind of peeling back the layers and just talking about the different themes and different stuff like that. Um, and yeah, it's good. I feel like it gave me a kind of a different perspective because when I first watched it, I was kind of like, bro, this is like wow, like this. I feel like the show got so many things right. To then turn around and have this episode just be so wild, like using sex as a tool for God damn, what the fuck? Sinuses draining. Sex as a tool for like control and access of other people, as a tool of like punishment, and then there was another one. There was like three things, and I'm like, dog, what the fuck? This is not healthy. Why are we? Who wrote this?
That's true.
But on the podcast, they were kind of like, you have to beyond like right and wrong or whatever. You kind of have to think about like what what has Ruby dealt with and been through to kind of make her get to this breaking point of like feeling like this is something, not something except, but feeling like this is something that she could do. This is an act that she could commit or whatever. And I was like, I mean, something to think about. And then we watched Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. That's the second Maleficent movie.
Was she actually evil in that one? Because
no, she wasn't. I was,
I was surprised by the
Of
movie.
course not.
no, I was very surprised.
That's my favorite Disney villain, and they just made her an anti-hero.
It's a different take. It's a different take on the story.
It's
so
a different.
No,
take.
I get it. I'm just saying she's
No.
my favorite Disney villain, and in her movie, she's not a villain. And
Carl, I'm beginning to believe you're a villain, bro. I don't know.
Oh no,
he
I'm the
he
nicest
exhibits
person
all of
you've
the
ever
symptoms.
not met in your life.
I mean, word, you haven't done
He hasn't-
anything to me, but I feel like I have no reason to believe you might not do things to other people.
So he
Look.
hasn't taken the test yet, or had the test given to him,
Well, I mean,
but he is exhibiting all of the symptoms of villainy. If you ever had a full conversation with him, you're like, yeah.
Look.
So that movie actually hit a very interesting topic on
Not at all.
between
Not at all.
villain and heroes.
Yeah, who's
Villain-
telling the story?
Yeah, exactly. Who's telling the story?
Who's telling us? Right, because in the movie, it was a different story. It was a different story told about her. It was the original story that was told about her from the queen's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
She told a story, and it spread across the entire land.
Yep.
And that's how people seen her as an evil sorceress who cursed Sleeping Beauty and
Yeah.
caused terror around the kingdom, stuff like that, killed the father. When in fact there's a whole side of the story on why
Right.
she did it.
I might
So-
still watch it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
First one
I
broke
think
my-
it's
I think
said the
I
first
thought
one
it was good. It was one of my favorite ones. It was
So
one
the
of
first one broke my heart when she wasn't what I wanted her to be. I was like,
Oh,
oh
damn.
yeah, we finally get to see like a villain's perspective.
damn
It's
that
like,
when she turned into
I
that
know
dragon.
we
I was
don't.
like, that's who I wanted to see. The dragon lady.
So, Kev, though, did you like the movie though? Was the movie good?
I did like the movie. I thought it was like really well done. I feel like the effects were good. And then
Yeah,
like I thought the origin story was interesting. Like I always thought Maleficent was a witch, but apparently in this, at least in this movie, yeah, she's a dark fae. I didn't know that. Always like as far back as I can remember, I always thought she was a witch.
No, she was a witch until this movie came out. And then
okay.
They never gave her a backstory in the cartoons because that was back in the day where there was pure good and evil in the
Yeah.
stories that the Disney told. So
Yeah.
there wasn't a need to like go into her backstory. She's evil. She's an evil witch.
That's
or
it.
maybe she could have been a dark fairy, but they never really expounded upon it because they're like, it doesn't matter. She's here. She's evil.
Yeah,
So I thought she was a sorceress my entire life as well.
So, and I will say it continues to like amaze me that white people can always write themselves as like the wronged and the oppressed and like spin these narratives of justified rage and violence, but then in real life they be like, oh, this is so uncivilized, and it's like, what the fuck?
Mm.
And it's just a very common theme, like from all type, like Star Wars and like it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere,
You know,
and it's just
somebody
interesting.
Somebody told me an interesting thing about Star Wars. They said, if you look at Star Wars, the rebels, between the rebels and the Empire, there was like, that kind of relates to real life. I'm talking about. He was like, think of it as the war between.
It's just a Master Chief.
I'm done.
Doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Like,
I'm done.
Dog, I'm telling you.
Get out of
He
here.
just hates
He's
now.
obsessed. He's obsessed with Halo. Like, he-
bruh.
I'm
Secretly a
telling you.
Halo fan. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, he
So-
for sure.
So they were saying how if you think of it, the U.S. is the empire, and the rebels are like
Niggas.
Hey,
I hate it.
finish.
I hate it so much.
Niggas, like we got all the old stuff. Like, you see the holograms the rebels were using in the future? We got better holograms than that now. Like, Their targeting systems look worse than the HUDs that our pilots are using now. The rebels were using the most bootleg tech you could possibly imagine. It was like a Pong game.
Oh my god.
That's how they targeted things.
I'm done again.
Three-dimensional space.
I've always wondered that the holograms do suck. And Star Wars in general.
Yeah, they're garbage.
I'm like, dog, y'all can like.
Here's an official can say
That's true.
Oh,
So-
not this time around. Not in the new one.
No, we
Not
gotta.
today.
Yeah, we gotta. But yeah, I played Wasteland 3 the other day. And I was trying some shit. Like it says, it has autosave, and I was just like trying some shit. It did not work out in my favor, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just jump back to my last autosave, and the shit just wasn't there, and I was like so close to just like saying fuck the whole game, but I just quit for that night, and I'm gonna go back to it. But I'm very disappointed in you in Exile. Your autosave feature failed me, and this is why I don't trust autosave.
Ooh.
That game was actually built in Unity. I just learned that.
What?
I didn't know.
Up,
Yeah.
up.
Don't do that, Carl.
Don't do that, Carl.
Ori and the Will of the Wisp was also built in Unity. So
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go, Carl, in your face, because you like
So what would it have looked like if it was Unreal? That's the question.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It'll
Dang,
look
might
the
have looked a
same.
little juicier. Might have looked a little juicier. I
look
don't
the
know.
same.
I don't
It's
know,
It's
dog.
the art. It's the art style. You
Yeah.
can put an art style in any engine.
Yeah, it's the arts. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. Where do y'all want to start with the news?
Real quick, I got
Go
one
ahead.
PSA for a movie. I watched this thing called Midsommar.
Oh yes. Okay, that is a good movie.
Is it?
You watched that, Jay?
I watched bits and pieces. I got to finish the rest of it.
Okay, yeah. That shit is. If you watched Hereditary, it's made by the same director. Hereditary is probably like one of the scariest movies I saw in a long time. But Midsommar is scary in a different way.
Is it scary in a different way?
It's more fucked up. It's not scary. It's just like it's white people it's like white people cult scary. Like you just kind of like, all right, like these people are up to some shit. But yeah, it's weird and it's really fucked up. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised. But yeah, Hereditary is still the GOAT. That's my PSA. So watch Midsommar.
I'll take a look at the trailer.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the trailer. We'll see from there.
I posted it in the what's the name?
You don't
Discord.
have any you don't have any capital with me right now, Kristen. You haven't recommended
Your credit is bad. Okay.
right now.
Hey, I can't wait for October. I'm gonna go crazy on the horror movies. Like seriously.
Is that not what you
trying
do
to
in
get my
everyday
wife
life?
to watch a horror movie every night in October.
Dog, that's what I'm on. I'm trying to watch. Like I'm trying to just like dive into
attitudes
it.
like that make me not trust you. That's it.
To begin with.
I watched it was the other night. I think it was like Monday night or something. Elm Street was on. And so I watched that for the first time, like the original one from the 90s. And I remember watching that as a child and not sleeping for like 2 days because I was positive I was going to go to sleep and Freddy was going to cut my throat. And then when the night I did go to sleep, I was like, I'm going to fuck him up. And I remember saying those words exactly. My grandmother popped me in the mouth too.
Bruh.
She's like, who are you going to fuck up?
Like, I'm gonna fuck you up in your dreams, in reality and in your dreams. I'm gonna smack you so hard, you still gonna feel it in your dreams.
So you were worried about Freddy and Grandma got to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
I realized she was scarier than Freddy ever could be.
absolutely.
So where y'all want to start with this news? We got, we got some.
Let's start with the greatest Xbox. You know.
Let's go.
So
wow.
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh no, I was so somebody brought up the fact that the PlayStation 5 digital is $100 cheaper than the original one, and I think it's purely to counter the Series S. I think like if the Series S didn't exist, then the PlayStation 5 digital would probably been like $50 cheaper. Because that's
I agree.
really
I agree with
I
that.
think that's I mean the disc drive probably is like what $20 to add to the thing maybe. So but the fact that the Series S exists push Sony to, you know, push the digital version $100 cheaper than their standard. But that also just goes to the whole thing of like competition is good because we always win.
Mm-hmm.
As consumers, as gamers, we win. Like this console war bullshit is I mean, it's bullshit. It's like
They
why
played chicken all the way
yeah.
until September. They're like, no,
Yeah,
you name a price. You name a price.
exactly. So you get situations where you have like Madden, for instance, right? Madden has been shitty. Well, I think Madden has always been the inferior football game, but now that
Damn.
Madden has
It's
no
the only game you play.
competition, like they
Right.
can literally like release some mediocre bullshit, and people are still buying it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So the
I
At
know
least it will be
people
free now if you have
who
Ultimate.
still buy
So
it, and
I don't know if
I've cherished
Madden will
those
be
people.
free on EA Play. That's I'm not clear about that.
they showed it on the trailer. So
They probably showed
truth,
Madden 20, not 21.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you can play. Who's gonna play
Yeah,
Madden?
look,
I don't think they're giving
they
away
need to get their suit.
I don't think they're
Need
giving
some
away
truth in
21.
advertising.
So yeah, I think there's so many options for like players now. Like if you want to go I think what a lot of people are going to do is they're going to get a PlayStation 5 and then they're going to get a Series S as sort of like a kind of like how how like Nintendo consoles are always kind of the side piece. They're never like the main, you know what I'm saying? Like, because Nintendo's consoles are never, powerful enough to be like that, the
Yeah, they don't
main.
compete on the
Oh yeah,
same stage. Nintendo
Yeah,
be in
like,
their own world.
yeah. And then their releases are very infrequent. And so they really like, as a gamer, like, you being like a soul, like Nintendo, like gamer, it's
that's like being a
very,
mobile gamer.
yeah, like
Yeah, it's like you're a
yeah.
casual gamer if you're a Nintendo gamer. There are no hardcore Nintendo gamers. Like,
There's
oh,
no such thing.
Nintendo only for me.
Oh no, there
Oxymoron.
is. He's in the chat. He's a hardcore
Mm.
Nintendo gamer. Um, but no, I think there's and then we have on top of all of that, we have like the release of the new graphics cards and stuff. So PC gamers are, now also being taken care of. So
Nah,
it's
nah,
like,
no, we're
dog,
not.
like well, yeah, not
We'll get to it.
immediately,
Nah.
not immediately,
Yeah.
but no, I think this is like the one generation where it's like, yo, like this is really up to you. Like I feel like the last a couple generations it was kind of clear. It's like, yo, like Xbox One was looking a little sketch, starting off. PS4 was looking good, and then Xbox 360 was looking good. PS3 was looking a little sketch. Well, they were a sketch. So now I think this generation is pretty even. It's just it comes down to like if you really care about the PlayStation exclusives, like if you really want to play Spider-Man. But even then, like if you have a PS4, you can still play the Spider-Man Miles Morales. You can still play. Now we learned that the next Horizon is going to be on PS4 too. You can play fucking Horizon, the regular Horizon right now on PC. Like this shit is just like it's just
Who do you think
exciting
is
that
going to
it's.
support this current gen the longest?
What'd you say?
Who do you think is going to support the current gen the longest? Like one in PS4.
I
Mm.
think Microsoft will
Because of Game
because
Pass.
because of Game Pass and like their whole platform now, like the Series X is basically going to be able to play everything now. Everything in the Xbox world. So I just think by like machine wise, like it's just built in like to support it basically forever. But let's be honest, they need to get rid of the Xbox One S. Like, why are they still selling that? Like, why are they still selling that?
How cheap is that gonna be when the Series S comes out? That has to be like what, $200?
That ain't right now. I bet you if you look right now, that's just probably still like $299.
It's probably $299 right now.
Yeah. So it's like what are they gonna like what are they gonna like just get rid of it? Like no, like seriously, like get rid of it.
They don't want to be seen. That's seen as not supporting the current gen because that's the only type you can buy now. So it'll just be like 150. So I think it's more for PR purposes that they're still selling it, and they're not going to discount it preemptively because they don't. The truth is, they don't care if they sell it or not. So
yeah,
they would put it a $500 price tag if they weren't going to get side-eyed. So they're just going to leave it where it's at, and then it'll be $150 probably come Black Friday, and it'll just stay like that.
Yeah.
Because they're probably not making anymore. Like they probably have enough in stock to last them till they care to cut the cord.
I know that they're definitely not making more one Xbox One digital and an Xbox One X.
Yeah, they shut that down.
They discontinued those, but I've always thought that. Well, I guess maybe just the naming convention of the One X is so confusing that they just probably were like, all right, like the Series S is basically the One X, minus the 4K. So let's just get rid of the One X, but like get rid of that fucking S too, the One S. Get rid of that shit.
Yeah, they gotta get that up out of here.
Yeah, I mean, just make the Series S like, yo, like this is. And then, like, on top of that, like, because you know how, like, Halo, like, they're saying, like, Halo Infinite is going to be, you're still going to be able to play Halo Infinite on 1S. Like, dog, like, cut that off. Like, dog, like, the Series S is $300. If by the time, I'm assuming, like, Halo's going to come out next November. By the time, like, that's plenty of time. Get a fucking Series S. Like, give people a voucher. Like, all right, dog. Like, I know we said we were gonna support the One S, but come on now. We got the Series S. Like, here's like $100 off. Here you go. Go buy that shit. Fuck the One S.
Trading deal would be dope.
Yeah, trade in your Series,
your One S,
Xbox One S for a Series S, and get money off of a Series S.
I swear, I know GameStop is gonna be so petty. They are gonna be so fucking petty.
Microsoft's gotta do it directly.
I don't think they could last the end of this generation.
Oh no, this is it. They're literally selling their fate. They're selling like they're selling boxes that's gonna make them obsolete, like immediately. It's kind of crazy, but
yeah,
3 years tops.
That's their thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I'm super excited. The PS5 pre-order shit was fucking debacle.
Like, what is that?
I got super lucky. I'm not even gonna lie. I got super lucky.
I was so lucky. It's like, oh yeah, I put my pre-order in the GameStop.
Dog, I saw it on. Dog, you got to follow on Twitter. You got to follow.
I don't like fucking Twitter. You know this. That's why I was mad.
Dude, you got the digital or you got the disc one?
Oh, I got the disc one.
Oh, Maurice said he got one through Target.
Oh, he can suck a left one too.
Oh, dang.
I'm joking.
Oh,
he got the disc joint.
You can't take that back.
You see, you can't take that back.
You can't take that back.
I'm only kidding.
I don't. I mean, like, what are they even gonna give you for that PS4 Pro, Maurice? I don't know. You might be better off hawking that joint on Facebook Marketplace.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you might as well sell it yourself. or just hold on to it.
Get a GameStop gift card you can't even use next year because them niggas out of business.
Yeah, no bull.
They'll be like, yeah, we'll give you a $50 credit. Here you go.
We're gonna be able to
Yeah,
buy
they
an
know they have
Xbox
to pay it.
on launch day.
No line.
Right.
Oh,
Put that towards your Xbox.
On
Hey.
launch day.
You know, I
That's
was
a
kind of
disrespect,
upset.
That means
Yeah.
they prepare better for
Exactly.
supply.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, they didn't say they were going to have only 11 consoles sold worldwide. So, like, that's
Like,
one factor.
of course you'll be able to buy one. They not having chip problems. You know what I'm saying? They're
Mm.
gonna tell people when you can pre-order. There's gonna be plenty of
so
supply.
that's what I'm really
They're
curious about, to
coming.
see which one of these consoles are gonna have the most problems.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna be this generation's Red Ring of Death?
Mm.
But
I'd be
like we didn't really
surprised
have
if it's
one.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
We
same.
didn't really have one.
For a
We didn't
PS4.
have that like with the last generation, PS4 and Xbox One. Like
No.
they didn't have any like major problems with them. Like there was like one off like
Yeah.
random shit, but like
They
overall,
made
like they
that a
were pretty
top
solid.
priority.
Yeah, isn't that why the Xbox One was designed to be so big and bulky, was for cooling?
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't have enough time, and they just made sure it could breathe. Like, no matter
That's it.
what you do, make sure that thing breathes.
Mm.
That's the important part right there.
You can't survive a second Red Ring.
No, hell no.
Nah, that would
You
probably be
can't
in the
survive a
Xbox.
second Red Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the end of it.
And
But
that's,
They spent like
go
what,
ahead.
Did
5
anybody else
billion?
do the towel trick to work to get their Xbox to work again?
that
What's this towel
very
trick? What is
Towel
that?
random.
trick.
No, go ahead.
If they were like, oh, you gotta force your Xbox to overheat, and then it like flips, it like resets. So I didn't understand anything about circuits back then. So I was just believing everything. They're like, oh yeah, wrap it in a towel, turn it on, overheat it, and then it'll
yeah.
reset, and then the red ring will
Destroy
whatever.
your-
And that works until you melt your motherboard.
Yep.
It works. No, it'll literally do that, but eventually you melt your motherboard because you keep overheating your system.
God
That's
damn.
crazy.
But yeah, it's so random though. Like I never actually got a Red Ring of Death with the 360, but like my
You
PS3
lucked out.
died on me
did.
though. Like I got the
My
yellow
PS3
light
just
of death,
Yeah.
My
which is
just
weird.
died
I
like
remember that when that happened.
That
before.
happened
was
to Leap,
so
and that thing
brokenhearted.
died on Christmas break, dude. I was like,
Oh my god.
Dawg, how much was that lead? That lead was like $500, right?
it's 4. I think it was it 5? No, I think it might have been 500. Yeah, it might
Yeah.
have.
Jesus.
I had
I
the
just-
Elite red ringed middle of my Christmas break, dude. I had a good 2 weeks left before I went back. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
That's that hurt.
Hell yeah.
That's
I was
terrible.
like, furious.
Curl up with a good book, man.
Stop it.
You
Stop
can't.
it.
That's when you start
So
reading.
we also we also had the Nvidia RTX 3080 drop this morning
No,
that
stop.
broke my fucking heart, dog. Bots buying up all the cards. Resellers on eBay got them up for 1,200, 2,000, 10,000. Not like, come on, dog.
I
This is
really
how you
think
do
that's
it.
ridiculous. That's literally
That's how you do it.
that's like legal extortion. Truth.
Look, if they,
No,
they're
no,
trying to
that's how you
retire early.
do it. They do that with everything. You do that with
Yeah.
shoes. They do that with anything that has a release date. They're like, all right, they just make a bot, and
Yeah,
that
I
bot
understand
buys
that.
the.
Should they just go back to like the days of like catalog shopping where you just have to like pre-order through mail now, like in order
that would be terrible.
to get around this shit?
The
Oh.
Yeah,
the
would
postal
be
service is some
terrible.
shit right now,
I mean,
Yeah.
like purposefully, but you know.
they don't care actually about bots. They could stop it if they want
Yeah,
to.
they-
They don't care.
They don't
because-
care.
Yeah, 'cause they get
that's
paid
what
either
they
way.
get
Thing.
Stop.
They
Whether
can
I buy
stop
it
it.
or a scalper buys it, they still
Yeah,
get paid.
they still get paid. Yeah,
They
exactly.
still get paid.
Basically,
As
you're
long
right,
as
right.
they're
And so
getting
they're
their money,
like,
they
let
do
the-
not care.
Yeah.
Yeah, let the
Nvidia
video
trying to
creators
act
buy
like
it,
they
but I don't
care.
care.
Talking about they're manually reviewing orders or whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
right.
I don't believe
Yeah,
that
right.
shit. Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
They're just making
That-
sure the
that
money
was-
cashed. That's all they
Exactly.
care about.
Hell yeah. Making sure the
That
bot
was what
put the
she was
right
doing,
credit
like-
card number in there. Is what they doing.
I knew the moment that they announced that graphics card that it was going to be bought up in seconds. I
They said
knew
5
it was
minutes.
going to happen.
Bruh.
Like I knew that was going to happen, and it's
First off,
fine.
So I was waiting until like 2, 3 in the morning. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait, see if something pops up. Nothing popped up. I was like, okay, you know what? I got to know what's going. They're gonna come to my email. Doc, I woke up at 9 o'clock.
Gone.
No, wrong. I got the email at 10:18 a.m. Them shits were already gone.
Of course.
I'm like, wait, when did these come out? I looked on an article. It said that shit was open at 6 a.m. I was
Yep.
so
Bruh.
pissed. I was
Yeah, I
like,
Not
heard
like you would've
Micro
got it
Center was
anyway.
popping
What?
today.
yeah.
Damn.
They said it was a long ass line. It was like wrapped around. They only had like 14 in stock.
Bruh.
All those people were fighting over 14 graphics cards.
I mean, I get it, you know, especially like if you're in the process of building a new machine. You know, like, why would you pay for a graphics card that doesn't do the best, like, does the performance? I get it. But at the same time, just wait like a month. Like a month from
Yeah.
now, they will have a bigger stock. They do this shit on purpose. You know, they
Yeah,
absolutely
makes them
do
look
it on purpose. They build a certain
more
they make a
successful.
certain amount. I'm sure in the fucking warehouse they have millions of more of these damn graphics cards. It's just they sell a certain amount online at first to build up the desire to buy it,
Yeah.
to make it an exclusive thing that you cannot find.
They gave out
Can-
to like half of those reviewers.
Exactly.
Can somebody explain to me like the graphics card business model? Because I'm like, it's an NVIDIA card, but I see like all these other manufacturers making clones. Like, how does
Yeah,
that
I
work?
was.
Like MSI
Yeah,
and Asus.
Gigabyte.
Yeah, I think they'll go towards the motherboard or something. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I feel like because like MSI makes a motherboard, Gigabyte makes a mother.
Oh, really?
I think
Oh,
so.
you mean you talking about like an actual motherboard? I was thinking like Nvidia probably sells the chip and the main board, and then at like a wholesale price, and
Yeah,
then like EVGA, MSI, all of them they buy that and put their own heat sinks and fans
Yeah,
and branding and shit, and then what I'm saying mark it up.
yeah.
yeah.
So does
Because
NVIDIA actually make a full-blown graphics card
They
themselves that
do.
you
That's
can
the
get just
founders
from
edition.
NVIDIA? Founders Edition.
yeah,
Yeah.
Foundry
Yeah.
Edition is a different. Because I got a Foundry Edition 1080
Yep.
GTX on mine, and it comes like with the video like Founders Gold Plate type whatever.
Yeah. And it comes with like a special Nvidia branding on it.
Yeah.
So Kev, did you care if you had a Founders Edition or not, or you just wanted one?
I was gonna either get the founders edition or one of the ones from Gigabyte's like gaming brand,
Yeah.
Aorus or
Okay.
however you say that shit. Because they had a really fire 2080 Super that I wanted, that I put on the back burner because I was like, well, shit, if the 3080 coming out like next month, I can wait. And then we see how that went. I'm hurt. I ain't gonna lie, I'm hurt.
But it probably still was cheaper though, right?
The
It's
the
still
2080,
cheaper. The 3080 is
the
still cheaper
3080
than the
was absolutely cheaper, bro. Like so,
Yeah.
the 2080 Super that I was looking at was like 789.
Dang. Yeah.
Bruh. And
Good
so then these
jeez.
3080s coming out for $699 for the Founders Edition, and then I know EVGA had another $699 one that they had. I guess for launch day they had like a $30 discount, and so they had it priced at $699. I was like, bruh,
$30. That's all they can cut off.
man.
You make it
And that was the one
even
without a metal
50.
backplate. They was like, listen, you gonna get what you get.
Pretty much.
$30. That just covers the tax.
Dog.
Yeah,
Not even that.
No, it doesn't. No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
not even that. Yeah. Yeah, Lee.
You wish it covered it. Tax is
Saturday, dog.
That's all.
7.5%.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
you know what? That is a lot of
psychological.
tax shit.
7.5%. So
So, what's everybody? All right, let's break it down. Who's getting the Series X?
Maybe. I'm gonna wait for it. I'm definitely gonna get it, but I don't know if I'm getting it like when it drop. I mean, I might not,
think.
and I'm not getting that card. Depending on what the stock look like, I guess.
Oh, better question. Which one do you think you're gonna get first, the graphics card or the Series X? Like
Ah,
if it
if
came
they
down
both in
to it,
stock,
like if pre-orders go up for Series X next week, do you think you're gonna be able to pre-order that?
damn,
My
that's a good
credit's
question.
good enough.
You said what, Carl?
My credit's good enough.
You said right. Hey, you know what? No bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. If I can qualify for that $35 a month shit, there's absolutely no question. If I gotta pay full price, I'm gonna have a hard decision at that point.
Oh, for
Because
the
I do
series.
really want this graphics card, and I already
Yeah.
have a 1X.
Oh, you already got a 1X. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense for you. Like, yeah, like you're good. Like cause PC. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, so you don't even. Yeah, you definitely don't even need the Series X.
Yeah. Well,
But
I was trying to get the PS4.
I still want it.
I know. That's the thing. I was just telling Beast like yesterday. I was like, yo, like all of this shit is like none of these systems for real have like a super like must have
Yeah,
lineup.
exclusive. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing that is really grabbing, but it's like just the hype. The hype is real. Like it is real. Like when I saw that the shit, like all that shit on Twitter on my tweet deck, I saw that shit was popping up. I was like, fuck, like let me see if I could get one. Like it's just like it
wasn't even yo. You was like, damn, they all getting one. Let me
Cause I was like in my right mind, I was like, well, like I'm probably not gonna get a PS5. Like,
right.
you know, like it's gonna be pandemonium trying to get one, trying to pre-order one. So I was trying to like be logical about this shit, but when I saw like this shit was live, I was like, oh fuck, let me try to get one. Like it's just like it took over. Like it's just like that hype is real, dog.
It's
Like
real.
as much as logical as you can be in these situations, like dog, like
Nah, we're pack
like you're
animals,
like a kid.
man.
You're like a kid again. You're like
We're
fuck.
pack animals.
Yeah, it's like shit.
That's
Human beings are pack animals. You see a crowd, you gotta go with them, man. They all go in that direction.
Like what's over?
I
Yeah.
hope I qualify because I'm probably gonna spend that 500.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Series X. I was gonna try to wait and just build a beastly PC, but I want the Series X. It looks like I have the 1X, but I'm gonna
Are you gonna get a 30 series, Chris?
Yeah, when the shit is like all this shit dies down, basically. Like
right.
seeing all this crazy shit going on right now is just like, all right, like yeah, I'll just wait on that. I'm gonna just go ahead and get the Series X and maybe next year I'll
build a PC.
Start building that next PC. Yeah.
It depends. I gotta try that AWS shit and see. Like if I can use that instead of like upgrade my PC, I might go that route for a while.
Oh, where's that joint that Tech was talking about? What's that service called?
Oh yeah, Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah. It's useful for those who like are in between the in between stage. I mean, it's useful for all, to be honest. I was running it on my my iPad earlier today during a meeting. I was playing some League, and
League is not heavy, but yeah.
Say again.
I was saying, League is not heavy, but that's still like impressive.
Yeah. I played Hyperscape on my iPad. I played the Spells Realm thing that Beast was talking about this week on my iPad.
Oh, can you use your Xbox controller?
Yeah, Bluetooth controller.
Oh yeah, you use Bluetooth.
Yeah, I connect to the iPad, and then Shadow picks it up just like any other wireless adapter.
That's dope.
Is this what I need to sidestep the whole xCloud situation?
Hell yeah!
And not only that, I can access all of my Xbox games through Game Pass through the Shadow because it's a Windows PC. So I can play Halo, all the other shit that's on Game Pass is accessible for PC through the Shadow on my iPad without a single drop of lag or anything.
That's dope. Y'all gotta walk me through.
That is tight.
Because I have yet to open like Game Pass on my PC. But what about
speaking of xCloud, I actually just dropped. They're out of beta, yeah. So they're
officially part of Game Pass, right?
Yep. Game Pass Ultimate.
Damn.
That's
son.
another option.
Great
Dog, there's so
benefit.
many options. There's so many fucking options now.
Like
You
Game Pass
know,
Ultimate is that's killer. Like
it
I
is
don't.
ultimate.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate. What did y'all think of like that PlayStation Plus collection? That
Oh, interesting. They're trying to.
They're like play your games you own now on the PlayStation 5. You're welcome. Like,
yeah,
like,
basically. That is basically what it is. But again, competition, we wouldn't have that if Xbox didn't have
facts.
Game Pass. You know what I'm saying?
So,
That's
And
very
then
so
true.
are they
even
trying to do that? Like a Game Pass type of
well,
competitor?
so they have PlayStation Now, which is kind of their competitor, but they don't push the shit. Like they don't like really. I don't think they're really putting a lot of like money behind it. In terms of advertising it and actually getting decent games on there. But it is their Game Pass basically. And then PS Now really is it started as just their streaming platform. That's kind of how they tackle the whole backwards compatibility with PlayStation 3, so that you can stream it on PlayStation Now. But I don't know, Sony's just weird with their services. Like they just kind of they make the shit and then they just kind of like don't talk about it. It's weird. It's really weird. Cause it if they put like just a little more effort into PlayStation Now, like people on PlayStation's nuts. So anything that like if they put like The Last of Us Part 2 on PlayStation Now, they'll be like, oh, see, Game Pass doesn't have Last of Us 2, Last of Us Part 2. And it's just like, people are just like, oh, see, PlayStation winning. It's like, dog, like, come on now. But Sony's in that position to do something like that to be able to rile up those people that are on, PlayStation's nuts. So, but this PlayStation collection is just kind of like a stopgap. It's like, yeah, we don't have that many exclusives, but like, play the old,
Play the old
greatest
ones.
basically, you remember the old greatest hits? Remember PlayStation greatest hits?
Yeah.
I
That's
remember
basically
Xbox had greatest hits.
yeah, that's basically what this PlayStation collection is greatest hits. Like, but it's just like available for you on launch on with PlayStation 5, which is cool for some people, but
Yeah.
it ain't Game Pass, goddammit.
It ain't. What about y'all, JK and AJ? Y'all getting Series X? What's
My plan was to PlayStation 5 and just get the video card, and I'll get Game Pass Ultimate. Just play the PC game.
okay? So since none of that worked out, what you about to do? Like,
Yeah, wait till
through
next
no fault of
week.
your own.
Your whole plan just went to garbage.
Okay, a-hole, but tried to wash that down my throat.
I'm just saying, dog.
So if the Xbox is available and I can't get a PS5 until like Christmas or whatever, I'll get the Xbox and trade in my S. Probably won't get anything for it, but
You might as well keep that, Jay.
Who's
That's
gonna
a
buy
paperweight.
it? Like GameStop?
maybe I better buy. I don't know.
I mean,
eBay.
they're not.
eBay.
They might not be in business by that point.
Best Buy?
eBay.
No,
GameStop.
GameStop.
You gonna go in GameStop with that
will buy
1S? They gonna be like, "Here's a $5 store credit for you to keep this."
Yeah, no bull.
Trash out of here, sir.
Like, what you want, a controller? Like, that's all you gonna get coming out of here. I'll give you a. I don't even think that's just gonna be equivalent to a PlayStation 5 controller. Like, that's how little. Because I think the was it the DualSense? I think that's just gonna be like $70. Oh, did y'all see
That's
like
growing on me, by the way. I thought that thing was super ugly the first time I saw it, but it's growing on me little by little.
Did y'all
PlayStation.
What is?
Did y'all see the
Blerdimensions.
$70 game prices now?
Yeah, some
That
of them
shit,
are
it's a
70,
wrap.
69.
Yeah,
Who's selling?
Some are 59, some are $70.
Sound like everybody next gen about to hop on the $70 thing.
Yeah. How y'all feel about that?
I got Game Pass.
I
Right, that's how I feel about it. I'm covered.
I got
less
Game
games.
Pass. That's for those other people, man.
Right.
That's for them PlayStation folks worrying about that.
Maurice
Yeah,
said
that is
70
true.
is long overdue.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't boost it last gen, to be honest.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that Superman game from the Nintendo 64?
Oh
Wasn't
my
that $70 back then?
Yeah.
The
What? I think cartridge
N64
games.
games.
Yeah.
N64 games were just ridiculous.
Man.
I posted
Yeah,
actually, if
but-
you look in a document, I posted it's an ad for Super Nintendo games, and the prices for them joints was like, let me see,
Ridiculous.
for Killer Instinct was $87.98 for the Super Nintendo.
That's
Donkey
crazy.
somebody
Donkey
actually
Kong,
paid that?
Back in the 90s,
yeah, and I think the
that's like a
equivalent,
console by
yeah,
itself.
Donkey Kong Country 2 $79.48, Punch Out $79.98, Earthbound $89.98. God damn.
Yeah,
Dog.
so people were just playing one game back then.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Basically.
I
The
was
trading
alive in the
game.
90s, so I mean I kind of
Blockbuster.
remember it, but I just don't remember spending that much money on.
Shit, it wasn't your money.
Exactly.
Yeah, but my parents let me know
Mm.
everything that they spent on us. They were those kind of parents where it's
Nah, I
like,
got you.
you know how much you're costing them.
You say you know how
And
much running up this
and-
tab.
yeah, they let you know. Like,
Got
and
you.
so I don't remember ever seeing that much money, except for that Superman game. I was like $70. Like I didn't even really have a concept of money, but I was like, I know
Right.
70 is too much for this.
Right.
Like this
For
thing
what I'm getting, I don't.
It comes in like packaging like Sour Patch Kids, like the same kind of cardboard. It looks like a box of Sour Patch with Superman on it. You pull a game cartridge out of it, and that thing is, I mean, game cartridges were the worst way to transfer game data. You blow it in the thing and just dust killed it. And you know what? The problem is it attracted dust. That was the whole. That's what it did. It did that. We didn't do that. It's not like we were sprinkling dust in there. We didn't ever take it out the system. It's the one sucking all the dust up into the. I was like, this thing is, and $70 is too much. But those systems were expensive. I think everything was kind of like, it's weird how technology was like super expensive back then, and then like that same stuff now is like, well, it'd still be expensive now because it'd be retro tech, but yeah.
You could probably
$70
run
games
a
is
Super Nintendo on an Apple Watch. Like
That would be
has
hilarious to
enough
see somebody try.
Oh, for
graphics horsepower enough to run it.
Did y'all see that? I'm getting off topic. Did y'all see that pregnancy test? They had like Doom running on it. That shit was crazy. I was like, what? How do you even?
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So you upgrade AJ before we?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Series X.
If you can get the monthly payment, or are you gonna be paying up front?
I'm probably gonna pay up front. I don't. Even if I got the monthly payment, I would try to pay it off early. That's just what happens whenever I have payments. I'm just like, no, I don't like the student loans. Got me shook. I can't. I don't like having things over my
That's
head.
a whole other episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never paying them people back. But
generations are gonna be paying that shit back. That shit never goes away.
That's got me shook. So I don't really like to have too many things out there. I do it more often now because it's not like I have bad credit or anything, but like I do it more often now than I've ever done it. But I just never trusted like having like things out there that I gotta pay for. I'm too forgetful. Next thing you know, I get my One X repossessed, and I just think that's embarrassing.
Yo, how
like in
so
the
how are they
Sims, the
gonna
repo
handle
man
that?
just come.
How are they gonna handle that? Are they just gonna brick your system if you haven't been paying?
Some big
No, because it has nothing to do with them. It's a financing company, or it's a bank, so they already got their money, so they don't care. They'll just treat it like a credit card, so it's like defaulting on a credit card.
Yep.
So what if you sell your Xbox and you haven't paid it off?
I mean, that's your business.
That's
City Financial or whoever they picked is gonna be like, bro,
They
where's our
still
money?
come for you. They're still gonna
it's the
come for
same thing with
that.
a credit card, right? You can
Yep.
buy all kinds of crap with it and then
Yep.
sell whatever you bought, but you got to pay them
Still gotta pay
regardless,
that.
or
So your credit's gonna
they
be
Lien.
charge
fucked
it
up.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna go on your report and shit.
You better
Got you.
Put a lien on
Okay.
your
invest
car
for
to
double the
pay for
price.
You say you're gonna put a
your one
lien?
X.
So how would
Randomly
that
select.
work with? Oh no, I guess it's the same thing with the whole like people just will resell like their console at like GameStop.
It's the
But
same thing. You just keep paying the bill.
yeah.
Because they apparently had the program for the current gen, but it's just not well advertised.
Yeah, they've been doing that since the 360, really.
Oh,
Oh, for
really? I
real?
didn't know they had
I
it
feel
Yeah,
back
like
then.
it's been a while. It's been out for a minute, but
They're
it
really
was
pushing it now.
yeah,
yeah.
it was they didn't have like a good brand for it. It was just kind of like it was a thing that you could do. It was under wraps, but yeah, you could do it. It's been around for a minute, but they never had like the Xbox All Access.
Right.
It was just like, nigga, if you broke, we got something for you. That was
I'm
that
surprised they
system.
allow you to pre-order with that. Like, it's one thing to get it onto that, but to allow you to pre-order, I was surprised by that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
true.
mean, I guess
But I guess it makes no difference for them because they're getting their
exactly.
money
Going
regardless.
back to that same thing, because City gonna pay for City or whoever gonna pay for it, so they don't care.
True.
What
So
else? Oh, real quick, Carl, what were you saying about the DualSense controller?
Yeah, so when they first revealed the controller, I was like, yeah, that's tragic. Wasn't really feeling the look of it, but I'm seeing it all the time, and I'm like, it's starting to grow on me. I like how the little lights in between the touchpad there. It's I'm starting to dig it. Now, what they really need to do is to have like a color lab situation like they do for Xbox, to where you could really customize it. Then it probably looks super fresh if they do that.
Man,
Yeah,
if they did
oh, I
that,
forgot about the color lab.
facts. You gotta
yeah.
get on the winning team, dog.
No, I was actually when I was looking at the Elite on
Hmm.
the, I was looking at trying to customize my own controller. And I was like, oh, I can make it my own name on it. And shit like that. Oh, that's dope.
You playing Xbox, bro?
Yeah.
You play Xbox,
Like,
So matter of fact.
right? That was
What
you
you
over there
mean?
talking. All I hear is button press. I'm like, where?
I'm playing. I got annoyed that I didn't beat
You didn't be what?
Avengers.
Oh,
I was on the last mission, and it just
Crapped
And
out on you.
then
it didn't.
I
I
mean,
stopped it because I was afraid my Xbox was gonna blow up.
yeah.
Damn.
somebody's on the title screen already. Not gonna, you know.
Yo, wow. But yeah, and
nobody's
Maurice
on
was
the
talking about the
title screen.
black PlayStation. I don't know when they. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't said like anything at
True.
all beyond.
Yeah, how I guess are they gonna how soon are they gonna start but they never really changed the colors for PS4 either.
No, they didn't.
There's
No.
been like special
Yeah,
edition
some
They
special
had like the
PS4s.
editions. They
white
had a
ones,
couple
right?
blue ones. They
Yeah,
had the red one.
they had the anniversary PlayStation joint,
Hmm.
the old school like PlayStation 1 gray joint. But how soon do you all think we'll start seeing like those special edition like PlayStation 5s and Xbox?
Probably around Christmas.
First
Almost
exclusive is when I'm
immediately.
expecting it. So like Halo
Oh,
is gonna
like
have
a
a
I mean,
special
God of
edition.
War.
Yep, God of War is gonna be a special edition. Shit like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
definitely.
I suspected those are going to be almost immediate.
Fine, you think
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is gonna have one, Maurice? I mean, I maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't
Final
know.
Fantasy,
They might come with
man,
some extra shit, but
that's a veiled third party game. Like they just have that exclusive for like maybe the first few months, and then it's gonna be on PC, and then it's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
it's
on
coming to PC.
and then it's gonna be on Xbox like a year later. Just like how Tomb Raider was. Like
Mm-hmm. Final
Square
Fantasy
Enix
VII remake.
Square Enix isn't loyal anymore. Like
You
they
said I ain't loyal.
like they're gonna take a upfront exclusive deal, timed exclusive deal,
Yeah.
but they're not gonna like just make an exclusive game. Like that's just
The
They
that's
fringe
can't. There's too
benefit
much
of
money
that
being
is,
left on the table if they do that.
I'm saying for real, like just
and
to
they should
feel,
work out the kinks.
Mm-hmm.
just to like keep fueling this console war bullshit.
What
Like
they need to do
it's nonsense.
is get Final Fantasy 14 on the Xbox. I've been waiting for like a year.
It'll probably be a year. It'll probably be next year when it comes out.
Next. They
Cause
wildin'.
it's like they did the whole that's how Square Enix rolls. Like they do like a whole year exclusive for they did that for the Tomb Raider series. Um they did that for what was the other one? I'm forgetting, but the Final Fantasy remake is gonna be on Xbox like next year sometime.
Yeah, they had a timed exclusive with that joint
And
too.
I bet you it'd probably be on Game Pass. I wouldn't be surprised if
Ooh,
Microsoft puts it on Game Pass.
I can
Because
see that.
they already got 15 on Game Pass, right?
They got I
Final
think they got
Fantasy,
some special editions that's not on Game Pass, but I think like maybe the base game
the
and
base
the
game. Yeah.
what is it called? I forgot already. But yeah, I think it's on there. And they
Yeah.
got some other
So
ones on there as well. But yeah.
yeah. So
We haven't heard what's happening with like WB Game Studios. I'm still holding out hope that Microsoft can scoop that.
oh no, they're not selling anymore.
Oh shit.
AT&T realized they're like, yeah, never mind. Yeah,
How you gonna
they
renege like that?
basically
For real.
because I think it was one or
They
two
didn't
things
know its
happened.
value.
Uh, I think that it was probably overvalued. Because they probably thought like, oh, okay, we have the Mortal Kombat studios, we have the um, the folks that are making the next like, DC games. But then you think about like all the licenses that are tied to all of those things that make them valuable. So it's like it's probably just like a web of like, and they probably got like under like, because what was it like? They were trying to go for like 5 billion. They were trying to sell it for or some shit, right? So Microsoft probably came to them like, all right, look, like we play like 1.5 or some shit like that, or they probably didn't even get in the billions. They probably like, look,
Yeah,
we'll
we'll give you a little
pay
something.
about 500, good quick 500 mil, you know. But yeah, I think like once they went around and like actually started like getting bids from people and they saw like, all right, like our valuation was completely off, they're probably like, nah. Well, and then on top of that, it's like, dog, like you had fucking Rocksteady hasn't put out a game since what was it, Arkham City? And that's what, like 7 years ago? Or how long ago was that? 5 years ago? Some
Longer than
shit?
7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Longer than-
So it's like, dog, you might as well like recoup as much.
Like, what's
Like you're
that
gonna recoup your
life
money
like?
on that.
What's
You're
that
gonna.
life like? Like you're a dev at one of these studios that haven't put a game out in nearly a decade. Like when you
You're
go into
not a
work, what
dev
are
at
you
that same
doing?
game.
Ask 343.
Going into work.
Absolutely,
Oh my
dude.
goodness, the shade.
Wow.
Dude, like
Shade.
how
We
could they come in there with no ray tracing? I was bitter about that.
Yeah,
Like, okay, you
Yeah.
have your old school Halo aesthetic, fine, but you gotta come in here without ray tracing
yeah.
Like, oh
when they've
yeah,
been
that's a
pumping that
patch.
so hard on Series X.
That's
Get
a
out my
Yeah.
patch.
face.
Yeah. I
That was
mean,
terrible.
yeah, I mean,
I was just like, wow, guys, that's what we're bringing to the table.
but the flip side of that, when you said with the companies, the developers that are just kind of sitting around in between releases, what about the companies that are like supporting like these games that never end? like Fortnite and shit, right?
Oh shit.
Like what is their life like? Like this shit never ends. Like you never
Probably
like
painful.
release. You release. Like there's a release like almost like what quarterly now or some shit like that.
So
Like it's
those devs become support people, right? They're just support people. The only people that probably continues to do creative work are the artists, like that coming up with new characters or new
new
boards,
skins.
designing stuff like that. But most of those devs gotta be support. Like server went down, go check it out, guys. Like that's probably what they're doing, which that's soul crushing. I would hate that crap.
Yeah,
I gotta
but
work on new stuff, guys.
Yeah, man.
so
Um. Oh my bad. Go
who
ahead.
do y'all think? Who do y'all think is gonna sell the most like during the holiday?
PlayStation.
Mm,
I don't know. I feel like Xbox might, just because I think they're more prepared for it from a
yeah.
production standpoint. So there'll probably be stronger demand for PlayStation, but I don't think they'll be able to fulfill it. Where I think Xbox, they'll be able to fulfill it because from, if I remember correctly, Phil Spencer was talking on IGN, like the production lines were rolling back in June, I think. So
Oof.
they were on it, right? They just didn't want to release the information and all that, but they started building them a while back. So I think they're prepared to actually move consoles.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Microsoft might have the edge for that reason.
Think the Series S is gonna be a big sale.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, if like, so people were still buying S's and X's a few months back. So absolutely. You get into the next gen for 300?
Yeah. And even
Yeah,
less for
No
that if you
question.
sign up for the financing or whatever.
Yeah, that's $25.
Like
yeah.
That's yeah, that's probably gonna be a no-brainer.
hell yeah. Especially
I'm
if you
sure
got
gonna
more than
they're
one
gonna
kid.
be, yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's gonna be like
Oh hell
big
yeah.
kiosks in like Best Buy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the interesting part. Like how they're gonna, because usually they have like E3 for people to actually go out and try the new consoles and stuff. But like there hasn't been an E3 this year, so there's probably like you know a very small amount of people that actually got hands on with the hardware. You know, um, so it's gonna be interesting. Like we'll see how they convey all of that inside in the store. Like if they're gonna have like big. And then also you gotta think coronavirus times, like, all of the game kiosks are basically turned off right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
But
be
you're gonna need sales support though for people that are going in store that are trying to get the payment plan.
Yeah.
true,
So
true,
you need some sort of setup and or training for the sales staff to do that stuff.
true, true,
So
true.
to
Do it over
me, that
time.
would mean then Microsoft would have to spend more money to get that attention to make sure that that works. So if you're going to be physically present to make purchases, um, I think Xbox would be more prominently placed because of that, because they're going to have to spend more money since they're doing the whole payment thing.
Yeah, that is
But
true.
it'd be it'd be interesting.
So
I think it'll be close.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Maurice asked, do you think people hit by coronavirus will be able to finance an Xbox? And I mean, I guess it just depends on how their credit was like beforehand, and like, did they end up losing their apartment? Did they end up losing their car? Like,
Yeah,
it just depends on each
Mhm.
individual's situation.
If you
yeah,
took
Um,
a major L, like losing a car or losing the spot that you're gonna live,
yeah,
uh,
you got bigger problems.
At least you're
maybe
worried.
getting a console is not the primary concern.
Yeah, at least
But
you're
you know,
worried.
that's not
Then
for us to
again,
say. But
same people who go for J's and shit.
doubt it. What's that?
Those be the same people who like be there day one to buy J's and shit like that. So
Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
some, not all of them. Some.
Usually,
Sure
they
people
said
like life
that
is short.
during was it 2008 2009 recession that entertainment was one of the
Resilient
facets of
industries. Hell
in the
yeah.
economy that didn't actually flourish because people
Yeah.
Yeah, you
didn't
like
have don't have any
those.
more you don't have anything else to do. It's like
Mm-hmm.
can't really. So I think people will, even if they are
Struggling a
in
little bit.
struggling, I think they still would try to
Yeah,
get
hell yeah.
something to keep their mind,
They
like
might
Yeah,
entertainment.
not
that's
have
thinking
to
about it that way.
with xCloud. Unfortunately, you can't put it on an iPad Pro, but you pick up a little Samsung if you're in the ecosystem just for xCloud, and that might be a cheaper option. And you still got all your games. Maybe you throw it up on Chromecast if you want it on the big screen. There's some options out here
Yeah.
without having to get a full blown thing if the money's tight.
There's also like a rumor saying that there's going to be another SKU of Xbox that's going to be more so kind of like a Chromecast device for XCloud. That's a rumor. But that's what.
I don't see the point of at this point when you can just run it on a phone or a tablet. Like, why?
Yeah. So they have something they have something else to announce for next week. Because they were gonna do kind of like how PlayStation did their whole rollout and presentation. I think
If
Xbox was
if
gonna do that if they didn't get leaked.
if they say Series X without a disk drive, I know I wanted a disk drive, but if it's $100 cheaper for a Series X without a disk drive,
I'm gonna get it.
I might get that.
Same.
I'm gonna get like I can't tell you the last. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna think about it because it's not like I have a Blu-ray player in the house or anything. But like I can't tell you the last time I bought like a game disc and like put it in my Xbox. There, I
Look,
mean,
I
since I bought it.
I can
I could tell you the last time I did. That was Halo 4 on a 360.
Damn.
This whole generation, I've purchased zero physical games.
Yeah,
Zero.
Damn. And Game Pass didn't help.
And Game
bruh.
Pass is absolutely a wrap on the physical stuff for me. Like,
For sure.
there's no chance. So yeah,
Well,
if they do, I heard some rumors about that. If that is a thing, then I will amend what I said, and Xbox will definitely ship more units than PlayStation. If they have a diskless Series X.
yeah, I agree. I just think the fulfillment part of it is going to come into play.
For
Like
sure.
I think Xbox being on shelves is going to actually help because everybody's going to be looking for a PlayStation and they're going to be like, well, so Xbox is what 300? There's a $300 version, and the only difference is the resolution.
3, 4,
Uh,
and 5. I
yeah,
really feel like they're gonna do that. If they slot that $400 one in,
they
that'll
got
be
all bases
perfect.
covered.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
if they did that, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so
But yeah, man. Here go Maurice with the hate talking about that's like looking for an iPhone and buying an Android. Like there's
hey,
so many. It's
Wow,
layers to
wow,
that hate right there.
wow.
First of all, the comparisons aren't accurate. Well, I
Very
would say
much so not.
the fanaticism of our I don't even know if I said that word right, but basically yeah, the fact that the iPhone fans love everything about iPhone and are unaware of what happens in the Android world. So like they don't actually know that some of the stuff that iPhone just got uh is been in Android for years. So
that blind
Like
fanaticism.
widgets.
I mean,
yeah, like yeah, so it's like yeah, being a fan of something just because you're a fan of something, which I know a lot of PlayStation people who are just a fan of it because they were always PlayStation people.
Yeah, that's exactly that describes a lot of PlayStation fans. It's like I love, trust me, I love my days with PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, whatever. But I don't know, there's always been I like the Dreamcast. I prefer the Dreamcast over PS1. I enjoyed the original Xbox more than I enjoyed PS2. I love the 360. And then Xbox One, yeah. In the beginning it was a little rough, but actually it was really rough with the Master Chief
really
Collection being
Master
broken
Chief
for
Collection.
3 years, and then Halo 5 being underwhelming
You
at
were dedicated,
launch.
Cressley. You really waited for it. I quit on it and just kept playing Halo 3 and 4.
Absolutely. I was playing 4 exclusively. I would not play Master Chief. After the few times we tried to play and it was just the game kept either dropping or we couldn't get connected. I was like, yeah.
Dog, I knew all the tricks to get around all those bugs and shit. That's how much I was dedicated. That game was
He
so
was
fucking
super
broken.
dedicated.
That game was so I saw the potential. I was like, dog, this is like a Halo player's dream right here. And this shit is broke. Man, 343, man. Y'all need to get your shit together. Y'all been striking out since fucking Halo 4. Y'all got this third strike.
Yeah, they can't
Man.
mess this up. They can't mess this up. You
Did
got an
y'all see the
extra
rumor?
I need them
year.
to not.
Did y'all see the rumor that Microsoft was trying to buy Bungie again?
No.
Nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was a rumor earlier this week talking about Microsoft was trying to court Bungie again. Hey,
yeah, forget that
come
Destiny
on,
stuff. Now that you worked for us, come on, fix Halo 4.
Yo,
Right.
honestly, they just need to be like, yo, if Microsoft bought Bungie, they just need to swap. Put 343 on Destiny and put Bungie on fucking Halo. Seriously. That could work.
I'm not sure what will become of Destiny, but I'm not sure I care.
You hate Destiny, so for you, of course that works.
Of course, yeah,
That's two
because
birds with one stone.
343 can go off. 343 can go off and do their thing. 343 is actually not a bad. They're not a bad studio. Halo 5 is a really good game. Halo 4 is actually it's a good game, but it's missing those Halo sauce.
Right.
But if 343 was working on any other franchise, I think they would be fine. But the fact that they're working on such a revered historical franchise, they just can't win. They can't win, unfortunately. But they're not doing themselves any favor by releasing the Master Chief Collection. You just shitted on the original Halo fan base by doing that. You can't drop the ball on that. That's the least you could do, is actually create a collection of old ass games and actually make it work on current gen. The shit was just a slap in the face.
Pretty much.
All those games work seamlessly outside of that, right? If you put the disc of those games in, it's just gonna work. So
Yeah.
I never understood why the struggle was so real to do Master Chief Collection. I didn't understand it.
I don't either. I really don't. I think it was easier because it once you put in those old discs, it actually booted up the 360 emulator and the original Xbox emulator.
Oh, really?
So I think that's why it was more seamless. But they fucked up. Yeah. But it's all good now.
Yeah, I mean it worked now, so that's what we count. But yeah, this was
counseling. We worked through our problems, and now we're okay with
You
340.
said we're through counseling.
I don't know if
Oh
we're
shit.
okay with them. We just we don't have no choice.
Yeah,
We're
we're
stuck,
accepting. We're meeting them where they are.
basically.
We're in the last stage of
So,
acceptance.
all right, man. So I think that's the show for tonight. Thank y'all again for joining us. Definitely let us know about the discussions today, what you like, what you didn't like, or if there's something you haven't seen us talk about that you want us to cover. Follow us at Blerdimension everywhere if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We're going to take a brief intermission. We're going to switch over to Halo. So stay tuned for that.
And let us know if
Maurice,
you got
your favorite.
We ain't talk about the Switch. We did talk about it. We was talking about how it's only one hardcore Switch player in here.
that's got
Remember? We
more.
said that.
Wow.
It's got more. Boy, if you don't.
I don't Hearts. I just
Ooh.
own a Switch, and it's my favorite system because
I
The
got
don't
Switch
have to
is tight. The
commit
Switch
to it.
is,
tight. Switch is tight.
I don't need to
but
commit to it.
you
How much is
Sony,
it?
you PlayStation Sony fans, y'all didn't even
The
support.
price is a
Y'all didn't
Series S.
support the Switch that you all that PlayStation put out called the Vita,
The
and
Vita.
y'all didn't support that.
Bruh.
True.
All on the Vita.
True.
Y'all didn't support that, so I don't want to hear that shit. Like y'all need to get
PSP,
their
the
shit
Vibe,
together.
man.
The Vita, the PSP, those things was,
You
man,
know, actually,
some of the best handhelds.
they're
Bruh.
using the Vitas in Japan to tune cars.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
remember that.
Yeah,
All right, what about the
what you
original
call it?
PSP though, Maurice? The
Vitas.
1000.
Vita's, man,
Oh,
you
see,
tripping.
you
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 said
tripping. Tripping.
Let me
The
switch to the
Vita was
monitor.
so ahead of its time. The reason why the Switch is so
so advanced because they took it from that.
yeah, it was basically like that whole
Gaming on the go, picking up your game from what you were playing on PlayStation to your handheld and back.
Basically,
yeah, like it's
Yeah,
I
that
mean, and then
was
the fact that they're
PlayStation's idea.
supporting the indies, like handheld systems are perfect for indie games. Like
yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit is so like there's so many games I wouldn't have played uh on a regular console. But the fact that I can play this game on the go or just like sitting there watching something that I like this it's just ushered in a whole different way of playing games. Like, and that's what the Vita started. So
Yeah, Engage.
The Engage wasn't even. Engage was all right, but
Wasn't that a phone too? Wasn't it
it
actually
was
a phone though?
and a gaming system.
yeah, it
I
was
barely remember that.
And you had to use self service, and it wasn't all that great. But then also too, like with the Vita, like with the Vita, you could play not only remote play your games on your system. So I could be at work, I could go through the internet and just play on my Vita if I'm playing whatever. I'm like, oh, that's what. Anyway, whatever. I'm just upset I didn't get none of the shit I wanted to get for my own little present to myself for my birthday. And I'm just,
Bruh.
Oh yeah, you're
The fucking
coming
worst.
up, ain't it?
you still got you got the till the 29th.
Yeah,
yeah,
you got 11 days, man, to make something happen.
man, 11 days ain't gonna
Hey, Xbox
shit.
ain't gonna let you down. Just order one of them
There you go.
joints.
They'll never
you
do it,
got
dog.
Xbox. Was that the 25th?
It comes
22nd.
out yeah
22nd.
22nd. Oh yeah, we
was it
did
next
say that at the
Tuesday?
top. So.
11 a.m.
Yeah, 22nd. Yeah.
It's 11 a.m.
Get the
I
S.
think it is
Yep,
11
11
a.m.
a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 11
I just know there's gonna be a meeting, dude, right at that time. Not to come up missing.
Hey, he's almost had to come up missing.
No, I'm gonna be
Oh
heated,
my!
man. Like if I'm not gonna be able to get it,
I'm just gonna pre-order what's it called?
On what?
hit refresh on Amazon.
Best Buy or something.
I'm
Or
trying to think. Like, do y'all remember how bad it was ordering a PS4 this
No,
bad?
it wasn't. It wasn't. I was talking to
I don't
Drew
remember.
about this, and when I ordered I went to GameStop. No, I went to Walmart and pre-ordered my PS4.
I lived in a very rural area, so they have plenty of Xboxes. I think the only thing I wasn't able to like get whenever I wanted it was the Wii. That
Because
was
this is
sold
when I
out.
was, because this is when I was still in Tallahassee, and I remember because the day of when they were releasing, I went there, and they still had extras. They had extras left over.
At for PS4?
System
Yeah,
the only system that was ever sold out in this area was the Wii. Couldn't find one anywhere.
that's true.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to go out of town to a Walmart like